Reed has some of the sweetest moves in the game, and he just put one in there, and it counted 2 points for Zillah as Wapato's moving the ball down. And Ladrow cuts the baseline, takes the ball over on the right side, trying to work it inside to
Cleveringa with a steal down to Pollock. Pollock, he's going into the lane, and he misses it, but Whitaker gets the rebound and lays it in.
Smart heads-up play there by Zillah. Good defensive positioning, way to be trailing. Workoven takes a 7-footer, and it's good.
And Zillah looks like they want to keep the tempo going. That's usually Wapato's style of game. Zillah going to put a challenge to him, say, hey, let's run. And that's Cleveringa with an air ball. Out of bounds, Wapato possession.
Well, you know, the one thing that I pattern the style of the Zillah team is that old Grandview team down there. When they won the state championships, they love to run, and Zillah has the athletes and the depth. And
yeah.
I tell you, as Wapato's Jason Barney comes in and adds 2.
Nice drive by Barney.
You're going to see a lot of high-scoring games for the Leopards.
Yeah, the one thing the Leopards are missing is the big leaper like the Joey Warmanhoven and the dominating center like David Pouliot. But here we go inside to Reed. Reed going to lay it in. And are they going to be able to stop Todd Reed on that baseline?
I don't know. They got to cut down defensively inside. Barney controlling the ball for the Wolves. Drives over the right side. Ladrow over in the left corner. Adds it in. Looks like we got a barn burner here.
Yeah, we do. 6-6 ball game with 6:11 left to go in the first quarter. Whitaker with it up top. Over to Pollock on the right side. Pollock's going to drive to the top of the key, get it to Widener. Widener's going to drive through the lane, over to the right side. He's looking over to Pollock. Pollock in right side to Reed, and they're going to work on with Reed. And Wapato gets the rebound on the...
Workoven pulls it down, gets it out to Lundberg. Their team's leading scorer inside to Barney. Quick pass, and as Barney was going up, he got a foul, and Jason Pollock's going to pick up the foul underneath. I tell you, this Wapato team's really improved since that last game against Toppenish, since we've seen them.
That's right. They seem to think maybe they can run with Zillah. Zillah is known as the run and gun style of team, and Wapato has always been a run and gun style team. And right now, we've got a pretty even game.
That's George Juarez's philosophy. You know, he likes to light up the scoreboard, and the team right now seems to be playing in better sync. They have a couple different starters than when we saw them against Toppenish. Perhaps they weren't ready to play. I know I talked to a couple of kids before the game. They called me a jinx when I first showed up, but it doesn't look like that's hampering them at all.
Nope.
And Barney,
first free throw by Barney is good.
Barney, again, that last name has been synonymous with Wapato basketball the last 10 years. Another in a long line, and he's got another little brother down on the farm too, so you could be hearing that name for a while.
8-6, Wapato lead. Zillah with the ball. They get it over to Pollock. Pollock's going to shoot for 3. That's good.
Boy, I tell you, that was an NBA three-pointer.
That was
NBA.
smooth.
That was
Pollock got the ball and didn't even look, just turned and fired. Here we go into Landrout. Landrout's going to have the easy bucket. It's a 10-9 lead for Wapato.
Well, let's set a pace here. We're on a pace for 100 points right now.
Oh, yeah, easily. These two teams are going to score it up tonight.
Well, we had Kyle Lundberg over here talking to George Juarez, trying to get some instructions on the floor. Lundberg is one of the team captains, and we had a foul over here on Jason Barney in the quick action. You'll see a lot of that, a lot of turnovers whenever you're running a fast-paced game.
Pollock has it out there. He feeds it into Reed. Reed into the middle of the lane. Oh, he was up short. Gets his own rebound. Goes back up and gets fouled. That's going to be Barney, or excuse me, Vanderwegen drawing the foul. Reed will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Reed just did a good job of following his own shot on that, grabbed up. And the one thing you always try to teach kids is, I want you to go straight up to the hoop with that ball as soon as you get it. He went up and he drew the foul as Eric was trying to come in there. And Eric playing a guard, that was truly a mismatch.
That's true. In that situation, though, Todd didn't really have to follow his shot. It just kind of fell right back into his arms.
That's true. As the first charity throw goes in, it's sweet and true. We got to talk about this weather a little bit, too.
Boy, it's snowing out there. It's snowing like crazy.
And I tell you what, it's going to be heating up inside, so maybe we'll melt some of that snow.
Yeah, we're looking at a track meet so far. Lundberg with the ball now. He's getting the down end to Wapato's side. He's going to pop a 3, and he gets blocked by Whitaker. What a block.
Well, Whitaker,
he put that one in the 3rd row.
He smelled that right away. Kyle pulled up and kind of got that lazy jumper up, and Whitaker was right there to block it. As Vanderwegen's running the offense, gets it over to leading scorer for that Wapato team. That is Kyle Lundberg. Now inside to Ladrout. Ladrout's going to try an 8-footer. No good. And Leroy Workoven pulls it up and puts it in. Good garbage basket, and he's doing a good job underneath.
Now with Pollock. Pollock driving down the left side. He gets it back out to Eli. Eli's it's a three. That's in and out. No good. Oh, Pollock gets the rebound. Pollock's going to drive the line. No good. Lundberg with the rebound. He gets it down. He's pushing it. Whitaker's tight on him.
You know, the one thing Kyle can beat most kids, and when you got a kid that averaged 12 yards a carry, that's tough to do. As Kyle tries that three-pointer, comes off the rim, and it's going to be Zillah ball because it was off Leroy's hand over there.
Luke Workhoven.
That's right. Luke.
Pollock now with the ball out at the top of the key. Bringing it across half court. Over to Widener. Widener. He's going to drive through the lane, get it out to Whitaker. Whitaker for three. That's offline, no good, air ball. And the crowd's going to let him know about it. Pollock with a steal. That looked like one of his interceptions in the King Bowl, didn't it?
Well, I tell you, quick hands. He just snapped that right away. Gets it over. Widener wants a three-pointer. No good. Rebound underneath. Bounces around. Todd Reed gets it.
That's Cleveringa.
No, not Todd Reed. I'm sorry.
Cleveringa. He's had a nice shot for a while. Whitaker. It's on the floor. Whitaker has it. Over to Widener. Inside to Reed. Reed's open for the bucket.
There we go. Number 42 doing what he did all last year, and that's getting all those points in that three-point area. That's a hot zone under the basket.
That's the 7th point for Todd Reed this game.
And ball loose. Quick rebound underneath. Again, one of the kids that Coach Johnson said improved the most last year was Curtis Cleveringa, and Curtis is doing a great job Windexing those boards this year.
Yeah, and he's got a sweet shot this year, developed over the summer. Here he goes inside, Cleveringa. Cleveringa goes up, and he's blocked. No call.
Sean Ladraut underneath was behind, and Curtis hesitated to try and draw him up as he went up to the basket. Sean was standing behind. He just knocked that ball away. Good defensive play by Wapato.
They go back into Cleveringa. Cleveringa back out to Whitaker. Whitaker up top. Here's Pollock. He faked the three-pointer. He drives up to the bucket from the elbow. No good. I think he drew the foul off Vanderwegen.
Yeah, what happened was Eric, he put a move on Eric and got past him, and Eric was just trying to knock the ball away, got behind him, and you'll see a lot of that whenever you get beat.
Vanderwegen now has 2 fouls in the ball game. Pollock will go up to the line to try to hit his 4th and 5th points of the ball game.
And for Wapato, Mike Areola is going to be coming in. He's kind of Mr. Excitement on this team. You know, you got Eric, who's Mr. Steady, and when Mike comes in, I tell you, he lights it up. And
also Adrian Garza entering the ball game for Wapato.
I'll tell you what, Adrian Garza, we were talking before this game, and what a lot of people don't know is he's got one of the best baseball arms in the Valley A-League. So he's a kid that you're going to be hearing about on the baseball diamond too this year.
And I can't wait for baseball season. My favorite sport.
Well, Jason kind of upset because he misses that first shot. If you're just tuning in, it's 2:55, 12-12. It's knotted up, first period. And Jason Pollock at the charity strike trying to put Zillah ahead. Both teams playing very aggressive run and gun ball right now.
We saw a lot of scoring the first 3 minutes of the ball game, and now all of a sudden it's really slowed down. Lundberg underneath. He got fouled by Reed.
Well,
That'll be Todd's first.
Wapato just trying to run that fast break, get it down there to Kyle, and Kyle was underneath, and Todd just out of position on that. But I tell you what, this is really exciting seeing both these teams on the court because they both have a team full of a lot of great athletes.
Lundberg will be shooting 2 for Wapato. Lundberg yet to score. And that one's short.
Well, I tell you, you know, you take a team like Wapato, whose leading scorer is scoreless right now, and they're 1 point behind. He gets hot. Boy, anything can happen.
That's right. Ben Dilp checking into the game for Curtis Cleveringa, now going to give Curtis a little rest.
And another thing, too, whenever you're sitting on top of the pack, as Zillah is, you get a lot of teams playing their hearts out to try and knock you off.
That's right. None of the state rankings have been out. I've heard rumors Ephrata's #1. I've heard rumors Kashmir's #1. I've heard rumors Zillah's #1. I don't know. I haven't seen it in any publications or anything. I know the Tacoma Morning News Tribune puts out a poll, but I've yet to see it either.
I think one of the polls that I heard had Zillah ranked #9. I couldn't believe that because I got to believe they're one of the top 4 in the state.
Yeah, if not one of the top 3.
Easily.
Eli gets a hand on it, gets it across half court. They're tight on Lundberg. Lundberg gets it down to Garza. Garza, little 16-footer, no good off the rim. Hit Widener with the rebound. Widener's going to dribble across half court. He'll get it down. Goes through the lane. He's going to take the lay-in and the foul.
I tell you, you know, you're a Zillah football fan, and you're kind of sorry because you're going to be missing Jason Pollock at quarterback next year. You know, hey, Jason's a great quarterback, but you just saw the guy that's going to be running the offense, Tyler Widener, right there. He read an opening in that defense and cut in. And I hate to allude to football, but you know, that's just like running the option. That's what it looked like right there. Did a good job of reading that D.
That's right. And we're going to take a timeout here before Tyler shoots the free throws. We'll be right back as action resumes.
Gymnasium, Jeff Place. Doug Davis went down to check the scoring right now as we've got Tyler Widener at the charity stripe, puts it up, and rebound underneath by Garza out to Areola, running the floor quickly, trying to get it over to Barney, and it's knocked away by Widener as Zillah playing some real tough defense and heads up, waiting for them to make a mistake and knocks the ball away.
Lundberg will bring it out over to Workoven has it at the elbow. He shoots, no good. It came up short. Lundberg with the rebound. He goes back up. It's good. Andy Campbell's now into the ball game for the Leopards. He's going to run the point. He gets it over to Pollock. Pollock over to Widener. Widener looking inside. They're really trying to take advantage of Todd Reed inside. Reed, oh, he stepped on the line on his way out of bounds.
Now, I talked to Zillah coaches earlier this year, and they were just beaming about the depth this Zillah team has. You take somebody out, you take out Eli Whitaker, you bring in Andy Campbell. You know, what they were talking about is that their second five could start for any team in the league, and the funny thing, they're talking about their JV could start for most teams in the league. So a lot of depth on this Zillah squad. As Wapato's got the ball, Jason Barney running and gun, brings it all the way coast to coast. Off the rebound, no good. Todd Reed's got it, looks over for Andy Campbell, and brings the ball down for the Leopards.
Widener with an NBA three, that one's short.
Right now, Zillah a little cold on their three-point shots, but I tell you what, they start hitting them, that can put a world of pressure on a team. And Coach Johnson right now substituting heavily as he sets Mike Johnson into the ball game for the Leopards.
Widener with it out of bounds, looking over to Johnson. Johnson in the corner. He's looking inside, throws it to nobody. Widener gets it back out top. Widener gets it into Cleveringa, and Cleveringa's going to draw the foul on Landrout. Landrout coming from behind, getting a little over-aggressive for the ball.
Yeah, what they were trying to do was feed him inside, and as Curtis was coming up to get the ball, Sean came over to try and knock the ball away and got a piece of Curtis along the way. But you know, you see this, right now there are a lot of athletes on the floor for both teams. You're going to see a lot of running here.
Going to think we're at a track meet a little later, huh, Jeff?
Yeah, get the oxygen out.
15-15 with a minute and 15 left in the ball game, or excuse me, in the first quarter. And there's going to be a foul on Cleveringa there. His ball was on the floor, and Cleveringa went over with Jason Barney to try to get the loose ball. Got called for the reach.
And we got a little over a minute left, 15-15. This turned out to be a real good ball game for both teams.
Mike Areola with the ball now. Brings it across half court. He's going to drive the lane, taking advantage of the speed against Johnson. He gets it into Landrout. Landrout to Garza from the elbow. No good. Curtis Cleveringa went up there and blocked that board down. Here comes Campbell on their offense. He gets it over to Brian Reed. Back out to Mike Johnson. Back to Brian Reed. Inside to Cleveringa. Cleveringa pushed off, didn't get called for it. Ben Delp gets the loose ball. He goes up. Short. Out of bounds, and that's got to be Zillah ball. That was right off Jason Barney.
Right now, with the exception of Curtis, Zillah's got most of their bench in on the game right now, and the team's trying to get a little bit of focus of the game as Wapato's trying to run the fast break. Full-length court to Landrout underneath the hoop, puts it in. Sweet move by Landrout.
It was.
That
now
boy has
Zillah,
some nice move.
Zillah down by 2. They're not used to being down in this part of a ball game. And Campbell tried to force a pass into Delp, got it stolen away. Here's Areola on the fast break. No good. And that's going to be...
I'll tell you, right now, this game reminds me of a game I did back in, I think it was 1984-85 when the Hanford team was #1. They were unbeaten, and Wapato came to their gym. And Wapato was not having a great year as Jason Barney puts it in for him. And they came and they knocked him off, which was the biggest shocker of the year. So keep that in mind. Wapato has always liked to knock people off the hill, so to speak.
Cleveringa, that's no good. And We're at the end of the first quarter. The score, the Wapato Wolves guests here in Zillah Gymnasium, 19, the Zillah Leopards 15. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this.
The second quarter here in the Zillah High School Gymnasium. If you're just tuning in, Zillah is down 15-19. Wapato Wolves on top. And Zillah's got their reserves as Ben Delp has the ball underneath, puts it up off the rim. Wapato with the rebound. Adrian Garza gives it over to Lundberg. Lundberg looking down court for Barney over on the left wing. Comes in. One-hand shot.
What a drive.
Sweet shot.
Sweet.
And the Barney family down here from Wapato just going crazy because they love to watch little brother play basketball.
Wapato now with a 6-point lead over the Leopards. Curtis driving the lane, and he got fouled. A blocking foul.
I'll tell you, right now there's one difference in the ballgame that you want to keep an eye on, and number one is Zillah has a lot of reserves in right now. Wapato has 3 of their starters. What you're looking at is possibility of maybe a fatigue in the late third, fourth period, as Zillah's starters are going to be fresh. Curtis Cleveringa at the charity stripe for Zillah, going to try and get him back in. Wapato on top by 6 right now with a little over 7 and a little under 7.5 minutes in the second period. First shot makes it all the way through. It's good, brings it to 16. He's got a second shot. Over there is Lundberg standing next to him, and Mike Johnson was yelling some instructions inside on the rebound.
As Johnson was giving instructions, Lundberg says, hey, I'm going the other end. Johnson had to cut it short and take off, follow Lundberg.
Wapato controlling the ball now. Workhoven's got it, looking out for the point. Can't find, takes a step, trying to get it inside of Lundberg, taken away by Delp.
Ben Delp took that ball right away from him.
Well,
into Cleveringa, he's wide open. He hits it.
Nice shot, nice 6-footer by Cleveringa. Brings it within 2.
Campbell with a steal. He gets it down to Brian Reed. Brian Reed on the baseline. He gets over to Delp. Delp, he pops it out to Johnson. Johnson. And they're going to call 3 seconds.
A lot of intensity here as Todd Reed enters the ball game. Ben Delp coming out as Coach Johnson keeps shuffling those players in and out, trying to keep everybody fresh and develop some strength for the playoffs. Although the playoffs are a long ways away. Wapato controlling the ball. Jason Barney races down the left side, drives in towards the key, double team quickly there. Over to Lundberg, going to take an 8-footer. It's in, good. 23-19, Wapato on top by 4. Zillah controlling the ball. Andy Campbell looping it inside to Todd Reed. One-on-one, quickly gets double team back out to Campbell.
Here's Brian Reed driving the baseline. He's going to get the offensive charging foul. Kyle Lundberg got down to the baseline, beat him to the baseline, took the charge, and that was a great defensive play by Kyle.
Yeah, it is. He stepped over, cut off that baseline, had defensive positioning, and you also work that when they bump you to hit the floor, sometimes you'll draw that charging foul, and it worked. Wapato controlling the ball.
3-on-2 now. Barney over to Landrout. Landrout's going to have the easy lay-in.
I tell you, Landrout's got to be one of the most unsung ball players in the Valley A-League. You never hear a lot about him. He just goes out there and works hard.
Wapato's now taking advantage of a Zillah press. They're getting the ball down and getting 3-on-2 and 2-on-1 situations and scoring on them. Inside to Reed. Reed, he hits it.
We got Eli Whitaker set to check in when there's a loose ball foul or a dead ball foul for Zillah, so he'll be entering the ball game, trying to put up a better matchup against Areola's quickness.
Areola driving the lane, loops on up, he's got it.
I'll tell you, Mike Areola is one of the quickest guards in the Valley, and I think him and Eli Whitaker would be an excellent matchup on that. He had a quick move inside as Todd Reed, trying to move, is quickly stripped away from the ball, and instead they're going to call a foul on Workhoven.
I don't know that Workhoven ever really touched Reed. I think the referee just saw the ball fly away and thought he might call the foul on him.
Well, I tell you, they don't like that at all. Both sides.
Wapato fans got a little upset. Starting the lynching mob over there. Todd Reed will be at the line. He'll shoot 1-and-1.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a bonus. First shot goes through and true. Zillah Leopards now down by 5, 27-22. Wapato Wolf lead as Lundberg's over here at midcourt. He wants that rebound on that fast break. Let's get another good matchup, Eli and Kyle. Quickly out to Barney. Barney races down the right side. Quickly double teamed over there, has the ball, stops, forks inside to Workover, and he's going to take the shot at the elbow, and it rings true through the net.
Here's Eli bringing it up for Zillah. He gets it over to Widener. Widener looking inside to Reed. Reed, he's going to take the drop step. Oh, he misses it. Landrout with a rebound out to Lundberg.
Landrout again pulling those boards down. And Lundberg over to, now we've got it to Areola at the point, being guarded there by Jason Pollock. And looking for Workover inside, decides to take it himself. Puts it off the glass, no good. And Cleveringa pulls it down.
Yeah, and they had Pollock wide open, but they didn't see him. Eli from the corner for three, no good. Landrout with the rebound. They get it down to Kyle with the easy bucket.
Well, I tell you, this Wapato team is playing some inspired basketball right now.
They've now got a 9-point lead over the Zillah Leopards, and Zillah fans are in shock. They didn't expect this kind of ball game from the Wapato Wolves.
I tell you.
Widener for three. That's good. Boom, baby.
And that cuts the lead quick, 9-6. You make two more of those, it's a tie ball game. Workoven has it over, looking inside for Lundberg, decides to give it to Landrout, one-on-one underneath, puts it up, off the board, no good. Rebound by Workoven. I'll tell you, Workoven is really impressing me too. He's doing a good job of working for the Wolves.
Curtis Cleveringa got called for the foul that time.
Right now, this is one of the shockers of the Valley. You got the Christmas break shockers every year. A couple years ago, there was a #1 Highland team upset by Zillah, and anything can happen.
Workoven hits the first free throw.
I tell you, Wapato, a much improved team over that last time we seen them against Toppenish. You know, I can't stress how much better team ball they're playing.
Eli finally comes out of the bounds with the rebound. He gets it up to Widener. Widener out there at the three-point line. He's going to drive the baseline. Yeah, back out to Eli. Eli with a 16-footer. That's good.
Well, I tell you, one of the nicest shooters in the Valley A-League. Eli Whitaker had nothing but twine on that. Landrout underneath on the baseline, quickly double team, gets it out to Lundberg. He's going to try a 5-footer, no good. It's going to be short.
Whitaker with the rebound. He gets it up to Pollock. Pollock, he's on one-on-one with Barney, and bodies all over the floor, no call. Cleveringa now has it, he puts it up. That's good from 6 feet.
I tell you, good ball game. Good job by Curtis Cleveringa with the board. Turnaround jumper went in. It's a 3-point game. Hey, anything can happen. We got Mike Areola having the ball.
Wapato just called the timeout, and I think that was the rest. I was checking out Kyle Lundberg. His tongue was hanging out of his mouth. They're tired, and they may not have the conditioning Zillah had. Zillah had all that substitution. Let's take a break. We'll come right back with second quarter action.
Gymnasium in this Valley A contest, non-league game between Wapato and Zillah. 32-29, Wolves controlling the ball. Eric Vanderwegen in the game for them. Running over the left side, going to get over to Kyle Lundberg. Lundberg drives around and trying to drive the baseline, knocked away by Curtis Cleveringa. And they're going to say Kyle got a hand on it before it went out of bounds.
Kyle had a few words to say to the referee, walked away in disgust. Now Zillah with the ball. Eli Whitaker at the top key, over to Widener in the right wing. Widener's going to drive down, try to get the baseline. Lundberg beat him to it. He can't go. Pollock with it up top. Pollock got it stolen away by Barney, then Whitaker stole it right back, got it back to Pollock. Pollock just goes down the lane and misses the lay-in. We're going to have a foul call now. It looks like on Cleveringa. If so, it is on Cleveringa. His third foul. Yeah, a little bit of excitement there.
Sean pulled the ball down. What happened? Jason drove the lane, got it up, bounced out. Landrout pulled the ball down. Curtis got a hand on it, and as he was going for the ball, he got a little bit of Sean. And I tell you, this game's real physical and it's emotional. You got 3 points separating the team. Anything can happen.
Areola with it, gets it in. He's going to drive the lane. No good.
Landrout
with the rebound. He gets it.
Well, I tell you, pulling up another basket right there. Areola had good penetration. Sean just sitting there for the rebound. As Eli Whitaker's bringing the ball and running the offense for the Zillah Leopards.
Widener with it now. Inside to Reed. Reed's going to go straight to the bucket.
Nice move, turnaround by Reed, and nice speed inside.
Todd Reed has 12 points in the ballgame now. He's leading all scorers.
Workoven has the ball for Wapato, drives to the elbow, trying to look inside for Sean. Instead gives it over to Jason. Jason puts it in and out. It rattles, pulled down by Todd Reed. Reed over to Pollock. Pollock going to bring it down for the Leopards.
Widener for three. Air ball. Here comes Barney. He gets it up to Areola. Areola with the... And Pollock with a foul.
I'll tell you, I'm gonna make a bold statement right here. A kid that I've seen for a few years is Mike Areola, and he has some of the best moves and the best jumping ability of any high school kid I've seen. You know, and if he starts breaking loose like that, he's going to get at the charity stripe quite a few times.
Yeah, Pollock had to foul him there, or he was going to have the easy lay-in. Fouled him kind of roughly, but Areola now is shooting two.
You know, the one thing I talk about Zillah too right here, they're like that horse that's laying over there in the corner. Hey, you got to respect them the whole time because they can break loose. As soon as they get hot on their three-point shots, they're going to blow the lid off this gym.
And I imagine the fans will have a little something to say. They're not used to seeing their team trail.
Mike Areola gets that second charity stripe in, 35-31, and Wapato's on top.
2 minutes left now in the second quarter. Over to Campbell. Campbell looks inside for Reed, can't get him. It's Widener with it now. He gets it up top to Delp. Delp with the elbow. Delp's going to drive. Gets it back out to Campbell. Campbell back out to Widener. Widener, they're being real patient now. I think they decided they don't want to run with this Wapato team.
They got plenty of time. There's 1:40 left here in the first half, and they're just trying to work it inside. And right now, you've got probably one of the better matchups that I've seen this year between Sean Ladraut and Todd Reed.
Ladraut now tagged with the foul. That's his second of the ball game.
Well, you watch both those guys, and they've been banging down there the whole game. You watch them give a little elbow here and a little push here and a little shove there. There's going to be some fouls on both guys before the night's through.
Both are real physical ball players. Garza now replacing Sean Ladraut. And funny thing about Todd, he'll throw an elbow when the ref calls it. He says, "What? I didn't do nothing."
That's called good acting.
Reed at the foul line. His first shot, it's good.
Right there. Todd Reed last year was one of the most improved players in the league along with Curtis, as we talked about earlier. Todd probably has the best moves for a big man in the whole valley, A, AA, or AAA.
Reed misses the second one. He's been all league for 2 years as a sophomore and as a junior. He was all league in the valley, eh? Kyle Lundberg with it down on the baseline. Tried to go baseline, Eli cut him off. Areola with it now at the top. They're going to be patient now. Areola drives the lane. He gets it. And he took advantage of speed that time, didn't he, Jeff?
All he did was make a quick move, cut inside, and did a finger roll into the basket. And I tell you, this kid was dunking the ball in 7th grade.
Widener, and that's going to count. Oh, a little runner from about 8 feet out. He got it to fall.
Beautiful move and shot there by Tyler Widener. He has a chance to cut this down to 2 points. We got 1:08 here in the second quarter. 37-34, Wapato on top. And I tell you, the folks that came out of the cold into the snow, they came to a heck of a ball game here.
Widener to cut the lead to 2.
Mike Areola running the point for Wapato. Match one-on-one against Andy Campbell. Speed on speed, looking over to his left. Stops, gives it over to Barney. Barney lob pass inside to Garza. Garza 2-footer, bounces in and true. Both teams making a lot of high percentage shots here in the red zone underneath the basket.
Andy Campbell with it now out at the point. Andy trying to drive, he gets it. And an offensive charging foul is going to be called. Kyle Lundberg saw him coming, stepped in front of him, and drew the offensive charging foul.
Boy, right now, you look at the crowd. This Wapato crowd's going crazy, and the Zillah crowd sitting over there, they are pretty much in shock right now. They're pretty quiet. They're saying, I can't believe this.
They didn't expect Wapato to come in here and play this tough with them. And Zillah's used to really having a game won by the end of the first quarter, and Wapato now has a 4-point lead over Zillah.
Nice screen there by Lundberg on a pick and roll. Takes it, throws up a shot at the charity stripe. It goes in. 41-35, Wapato on top.
Here's Widener on the drive. And another offensive charging foul. This time Workhoven draws it.
Boy, Zillah crowd does not like that at all.
Into the game for Zillah is TJ Henson.
Into the game for the Leopards, number 24, TJ Henson.
Lundberg going to control the ball for the Wolves against the Zillah press. Finds a man break and Lundberg decides to call time. The Zillah press right there. I'll tell you, that's where they probably work the best on defense. When they're pressing, taking advantage of their speed, they cause a lot of teams to have turnovers.
That's right. With 17 seconds left here in the second quarter, it's 35-41, Wapato with the advantage. We'll be back in just a minute with the rest of first half action. Kyle Lundberg with the ball on baseline, gets it into Areola. Areola against TJ Henson. They come across half court.
Wapato trying to set up for that last shot.
Lundberg for three, and Whitaker got him again. Lundberg now hurls it towards the basket with hardly any time on the clock. Guards it with an offensive rebound. He scores. That's going to end the half. Oh, Wapato with an 8-point halftime advantage over the Zillah Leopards. We'll be back with second half action after this. Gymnasium, we're going to take a look at the first half scoring for Wapato. Jason Barney with 8, Kyle Lundberg with 11, Mike Areola with 5, Sean Landrout with 8, Adrian Garza with 4, Luke Warkoven with 7. For Zillah, Jason Pollock with 4, Todd Reed leading all scorers with 13, Widener with 8, Whitaker with 4, and Cleveringa with 6.
You know, one of the things you look at here in the second half is Wapato up by 8 points right now. They want to keep continuing to control the ball. One thing you don't want to do is play to lose, not to lose, and keep the pressure on. If you're Zillah, you want to just keep working, keep that press working, keep yourself fresh, and hit a couple of big threes in here, and anything can happen.
Vander Wiggen now has it. He gets it over to Workhoven at the elbow. Workhoven looking underneath. He gets it out to Landrout at the other elbow. Landrout over to Kyle Lundberg. Kyle Lundberg's going to drive. He misses it, but Vanderwegen comes up with it. He gets it to, and there's a foul. That's Eli's first foul of the game, and not too much to worry about there. I don't think they're going to give him a shots on that, so it'll be down on the baseline. Wapato ball. Well, they're going to give it to him on the side. Kyle with the ball gets it in to Eric Vanderwegen. Vanderwegen up at the top over to Barney. Barney looking inside for Landrout, can't find him. Gets it back over to Lundberg. Lundberg back to Barney. Barney into Workhoven. Workhoven out to Landrout. Landrout with an 18-footer. That's no good. And what a rebound by Widener. He went flying in there. Gets it up to Pollock. Pollock with a 2-on-2. Now holds it up. Here's Cleveringa. Cleveringa from 16. Todd Reed with the rebound. Reed goes back up, no good. Reed gets his own rebound again. He goes back up, he draws the foul. Oh no, they're gonna call him for traveling. They call traveling.
Well, I tell you, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know what feet they was watching. Over to Barney. Barney shoots a 3. Comes up short and it falls in. Oh my. Jason Barney. Here's Pollock. Pollock over to Widener. Widener with it up to the top. Into Reed. Reed takes it. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Barney on that one. Reed took the pass around to Cleveringa, and Barney just didn't have anything to do but foul Cleveringa. Or as Cleveringa would have had the easy bucket. Zillah's ball now on the baseline. Widener to bring it in. Widener into Eli. Eli brings it up top. Gets it over to Jason Pollock. Jason Pollock over to Cleveringa. Cleveringa with a little 6-footer. That's good off the glass. Vanderwegen with it now over to Barney. Barney looking for Lundberg. Barney's going to drive the baseline. He finds Landrout. Landrout, oh, he missed it. Widener with the rebound. Widener is going to bring it up the right side of the court. Widener gets it in to Reed. Reed back out to Cleveringa. Cleveringa over to Eli for 3. That's good. Vanderwegen now with it across half court. Pollock on him. Vanderwegen's going to drive the lane. He gets it. Whitaker with it stolen away. He's 1-on-3. Whitaker with the lay-in. That's good. 46-42. Zillah has cut the lead in half. Barney with it now on the right wing. Gets it over to Eric Vanderwagen. George Juarez shouting instructions to his team. Over to Workhoven at the elbow. Back. Here's Barney with an open shot. He missed it. Landrau with the rebound. Curtis Cleveringa with a big rebound. Cleveringa and Lundberg are having a little contest. I don't know. Pollock for three. Ooh, that's off. Todd Reed with the rebound. He's going to draw a foul. And a little pushing and shoving underneath. Kyle Lundberg's glasses fell down to his neck. We got some pushing and shoving referees interrupting some things, and these two teams are hot. They want to play some basketball. Todd Reed, I believe, will be at the line to shoot two. Lundberg got called for the foul, his first of the ball game. He now goes over, shakes hands with Curtis Cleveringa, say, hey, everything's all right now. Let's just play basketball. This isn't a boxing match. Here's Reed for his first free throw attempt. It's good. Reed now with 14 in the ball game. Todd's second shot. No good. Zillah with the rebound. Curtis Cleveringa. Cleveringa, he steps to the hole. He's got an easy shot. Oh, it came off. No good. Cleveringa got his own rebound. Gets it back out top to Pollock. Pollock drives to the lane for the free throw line. No good. And they're going to call Jason. He pushed off a little bit trying to get the rebound. A little over anxious there.
That foul on Jason Pollock. That's his third.
Third personal foul on Jason. Wapato's possession. Into Vanderwagen. Vanderwagen's going to run the point. Vanderwagen at the top of the key. He gets it over to Landrau. Landrau inside to work off an easy bucket. Here's Eli now. Zillah possession. Pollock with it. He gets it into Reed. Reed out to Widener. Widener for three. That's off. Cleveringa with a big rebound. He goes back up from the center of the key. That's good. Kurt gave it a little extra accent, says, hey, count that one. Vanderwagen with it at the top of the key now for Wapato. It's a 45-48 game. Wapato with the lead. Here's Barney on the drive. That's an easy bucket. He took advantage of some speed there. Eli into the lane. Gets it out to Widener. Widener back up top to Pollock. Pollock over to back to Widener. Into Reed now. Reed is going to shoot a little 6-footer. Comes up short. No call, and Reed really looking for the call there. Lundberg now gets it inside. Here's Workhoven. Workhoven drives the lane. That's good. Workhoven with 11 in the ball game now. It's a 52-45 Wapato lead. Eli with it at the top of the key. Eli's going to take a speed to the hole, and that's a lay-in. Vanderwagen with it now at the top of the key. Vanderwagen over to Landrau. Landrau to Lundberg. Lundberg, and he's going to get a foul. Foul, I believe, is on Widener. If so, that'll be Widener's fourth of the ball game.
That foul's on Eli Whitaker. That's his second. Zillah's third team.
Foul's on Whitaker. That's his second of the ball game. Kyle Lundberg going to the line. They say he was shooting on that. Don't know whether or not he really was shooting, but he's going to get the free throws anyway. Lundberg's first shot. Oh, rolled around on the iron for a while like it was going to fall, didn't. 5-point lead for Wapato, 52-47, 3:22 left to go, third quarter. Lundberg's second free throw is good. He has 12 in the ball game. Pollock now with it. He'll bring it across half court. Over to Eli. Eli into Reed. Reed's going to drop step all the way to the hole. Oh, no good. And there was a lot of contact there between Reed and Lundberg. There should have been a call somewhere. No call. Lundberg with it now at the top of the key. Over to Barney. Barney looking Down low, Landrau with it at the top of the key. Landrau back over to Barney. Barney into Workhoven. Workhoven's going to try for the deuce. Oh, it's offline. Widener brings down the rebound. Widener pushing it up to the court. Over to Pollock. Pollock's wide open. He'll take the three. No good. And Pollock stole it away from Workhoven. He tries a three again. That's no good. Barney with the rebound. Barney gets it over. Vanderwagen. Vanderwagen gets it to Lundberg. Lundberg on the baseline. No good. Down to Cleveringa with the rebound. Kyle Lundberg and Kurt Cleveringa have a little thing going. I don't know what it is. Nice drive by Widener. Couldn't get the dish to go. And we're getting some physical ball play now. We're getting some slapping and elbowing. Eric Vanderwagen with shot. That's no good. Oh, Vanderwagen gets his own rebound. He gets it in. It's a 55-47 8-point lead here with minute 52 left to go, and Zillah's going to take a timeout. Hey, we'll be back with the rest of the third quarter and the fourth quarter right after this. Gymnasium, Zillah has the ball. Wapato has an 8-point lead though. Whitaker with it on the right side. Eli down to Curtis. Curtis on the right wing. Curtis back out to Jason. Jason over to Eli. Eli's going to drive the lane. Eli tops a little 6-footer. It's short. Reed with the rebound. And oh, knocked out of bounds by Todd Reed.
Well, I tell you, when I was down there on the baseline watching this game, you had a little bit of perspective on the game. They're really physical inside, and that Wapato team right now is just out hustling Zillah.
Garza with it now at the elbow. He gets it over to Landrau. Landrau gets it to Barney. Barney from the elbow. That's an easy shot.
That boy right there is hot. When I watched him underneath, he was coming up with every loose ball, every foul, and that's been the difference in this game.
Barney now has 15 in the ball game. Here's Cleveringa into the middle of the key. A little 6-footer. That's good.
Nice shot there by Curtis Cleveringa. Turned around, dropped it in, and that didn't even move the net. It was so sweet.
Here's Ariola now running the point for Wapato. Stolen away by Pollock. Pollock gets it to Cleveringa. Cleveringa's going to drive all the way. He stops with a little 6-footer. That's off. Ariola with the rebound.
I'll tell you, a nice rebound underneath by Ariola over to Barney, running down the right lane. He's going to pull up. Wants a jumper instead, gives it over to Garza over in the right baseline. No good. Rebound underneath, and
Wapato possession.
They're going to give it to Wapato. We had both players fighting for the ball. Pollock and Adrian Garza couldn't quite tell who was going to get it, as Kyle Lundberg helps Curtis Cleveringa up off the floor.
Sure like to know what they were saying while Kurt was on the floor there. They seem to have a little feud going.
I'll tell you, a little intensity there.
And oh, what an inbounds play to Garza.
Was nothing but a heads-up offensive play. Garza snuck in behind him, put the ball up. Campbell's got the ball over to Whitaker for the Leopards.
Campbell with it up top. Over to Brian Reed. Brian gets it to Eli. Eli, he looked at the three, didn't take it. Over to Reed. Reed into Cleveringa. Cleveringa back out to Eli. He'll take the three this time. That's good.
Right there, the big key. That guy's going to get hot. If Zillah's going to pull something
now, and he's going to get called for the foul. And Zillah coach is not liking that. Eli's third foul of the ball game, so he's not in any kind of foul trouble yet. 5 seconds left in the ball game, though, and TJ Hinson's going to try to get into the game.
And for the Leopards, number 24, TJ Hinson.
You mean in the third period?
Third period, excuse me.
This game's going by fast, and I tell you, I look outside and all that white snow out there is ugly looking. You want this game to get over fast.
Yep, Ariola with it. He may get a shot. He's trying to push. He pushed off, no call. The shot came up short, though. And now Andy Campbell's going to go over and ask the referee, hey, what's going on? He's shooting and pushing with his elbow.
Right now, this game here is what you call a character builder. And although Coach Bob Johnson and the Leopards won't admit it right now, they're going to look back at this game, and this can be a good turning point for them, because a lot of times when you come off a successful year like they had last year, a successful football season, and you start out blowing people out, you need a close game to kind of get you refocused into where you want to go and what you need to do to get to the championship.
Zillah with a quick huddle there during the break of the quarter. They're already back out on the floor, ready to play. Eli Whitaker with a big scoring burst there in the third quarter. He had 10 points in the third quarter, gives him 14 for the rebound for the game. Another big scores, Todd Reed, only 1 point in the third quarter. He has 14 in the game also. For Wapato, Kyle Lundberg has 12. He only had 1 point in the third quarter.
Well,
Zillah now. Go ahead, Jeff.
You had a third period. Jason Barney stepped up in that quarter and came in with a lot of big baskets for the Wolves. Zillah controlling the ball over to Whitaker out in three-point land, looking inside, gives it over to Delp. Back to Whitaker. He's going to try a big three-footer.
He got it.
Three-pointer, and it's good. That's an NBA shot. 5 feet past the three-point line.
59-55. Wapato with a 4-point lead. Over to Garza at the right elbow. He gets it in. Oh, a bad pass. Too high for Lundberg. Zillah with a chance now to get within 2 or maybe even 1 in this possession.
I'll tell you, that's one thing those three-pointers can do is they can get you back in the ball game in a hurry. And now they're only down by 4 as Delp has the ball looking over across the key.
Reed with it in the lane, gets it over to Eli. Eli's going to drive the lane, little 6-footer, that's good. Eli Whitaker lighting it up in this second half.
Well, he's the man, he's the go-to guy here in the second half, and he's turning on the lights.
Garza with it on the left elbow. Zillah within 2 now, closest they've been in a long time. Back to Barney. Barney tried to buy baseline, he drew the foul. I think it's going to be on Ben Delp.
Had a little pick and roll underneath the basket over there. Barney was coming over on the right side to put it up, and good outside shooter, but a little bit mismatched underneath the hoop.
Barney will now go to the line, who's had a great second half. Jason Barney with 7 points in the second half, 15 in the ballgame.
So again, at that charity stripe, putting that ball in, and it's good. You know, his brother Dean, when he played at Wapato, they used to call him Mr. Automatic when he was at the free throw line, because I think he made like 90-some% of his shots.
That's a high percentage of free throw shooting, which is really what championship teams are made out of. You got to have those high percentage free throws to win games. And Zillah found that out last year in their final game at the state tournament.
Zillah controlling the ball, looking inside.
Reed out to Delp. Delp with this 18-footer. That's good. Delp's first 2 of the ball game. And now the score is within 1. It's 60-59. Lundberg almost lost it. He's over on the left wing, guarded by Reed. Reed gets it over to Areola. Areola guarded by Campbell. Areola trying to, here's Lundberg. He fakes the 3, drives the lane, and he's going to get called. Brian Reed's going to get called for the foul.
I tell you, a lot of depth in here. Zillah coach Bob Johnson substituting as him and Rock Winters both stand up to yell some instructions out to the defensive team. Wapato's going to take it out on side. Kyle Lundberg's got it. And one thing they've kind of changed here in the second half, they're not running that one-on-one with Areola like they were in the first half. And right now, Zillah seems to be controlling the tempo of this ball game as they're only down by 1, 59-60. And Wapato does not want to make a bad pass here. They want to make every point count as Areola has it over there, working over to the right
Barney
side.
For 3.
And Barney puts it up. No good. Brian
Reed with the rebound. Zillah can now take the lead. They haven't had the lead since the first quarter. Andy Campbell with it over to Reed. Reed looking for his brother Todd, gets it to him. Todd with 4 guys around him, gets it back out to Campbell. Campbell's going to take a 15-footer. He draws the foul on Areola. He'll go to the line.
I tell you right now, Zillah really controlling this tempo, and it's really went in their favor, and the crowd is showing it. Wapato sideline over here is really quiet, wondering what this last 5.5 minutes is going to be. Zillah crowd starting to get electric as we look at Gary Clark over there. He's pretty fired up about this team, and has a right to be. Eli Whitaker's come on, then Ben Delp's come off the bench with a big hoop over there, and everybody playing some real good ball.
Campbell now with his first free throw attempt. He'll get 2. It's good. Andy's first points of the ball game.
Tie ball game. That's the first time we've had to score this close since the first period.
That's right.
Right now, Andy trying to give the Leopards a lead in the ball game, and he does. 61-60, 5:51. Areola racing down the right sideline over to Lundberg underneath the hoop, puts it up in, and good.
Here's Brian Reed back to Campbell. Campbell gets it to Eli. Eli's going to run the point. And Zillah looks like they're going to be, oh, Eli's going to take a long 3. That's no good off the front of the rim. Garza with the rebound.
Garza gets it over to Lundberg. Lundberg's winning the point for the offense. Gets it over to Ladrow. Drives the baseline. Inside off Reed.
No call there. Looked like a
three-pointer by Areola off the rim. Fight for the rebound. Areola comes up with it. And Lundberg finally grabs it. But they're going to call it traveling. No.
Oh, the Zillah crowd now going crazy as Eli Whitaker picks up his 4th foul of the ball game. And everybody looking for a traveling call.
I thought they would have called it traveling because his point, the points of his, whatever you call it, he moved.
Yeah. Zillah takes a timeout here. We'll come back with the rest of the 4th quarter right after this.
At the Zillah High School Gymnasium, 62-61. Wapato on top of Zillah, and who would have thunk it, huh?
Yeah, everybody coming here expecting Zillah to really at least beat Wapato well, not really blow them out. But Wapato, a much improved team over the last 2 weeks, huh?
Well, they've got a lot of talent on this team. One thing you can't deny is that they do have a lot of talent. And right now they're coming together as Lundberg shoots the first of 2 shots. And Curtis Cleveringa will be checking in for the Leopards. But they've got a lot of talent on this Wapato team, and a lot of people seem to forget it. Earlier in the year, they were kind of disorganized. Now maybe they put it together, and like a lot of people are talking here in the gym, they're saying, hey, I think Wapato's going to be a district team this year.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think Wapato will be in the district tournament this year. Here's Zillah with 3-point deficit. They get it out to Pollock. He can tie it in a hurry. Inside to Cleveringa. Cleveringa's going to go down the baseline, and he gets it blocked away by Landrout.
Landrout looking a little bit like Jason Pavish. Picked up something last week from that game. Came in there, read that shot, knocked it out of bounds. But what we were going to tell you about the Wapato team, too, everybody knows that Zillah went to AAU, won national championship. Hey, that speaks for itself right there. But this Wapato team had some successful junior high and junior varsity teams as the ball rattles in and out. Lundberg grabs it. And we're going to have a jump ball. But
Wapato's possession.
I was going to say 3 years ago, this Wapato varsity was a JV.
Oh, this is not a good sign. Kyle Lundberg down on the floor. I hope he's all right.
No, you don't want to have any injury at all. Not at all.
No, especially with Justin Jacob not playing yet for the Leopards or for the Wolves with a
that's going to force him to go on the bench, probably go to somebody like Eric Vanderwegen to get in the ball game right now. And that's who he's going to send in, is Eric. But we were going to tell you that this Wapato varsity, when they were JV 3 years ago, used to beat their varsity every time in practice. So they have a little bit of talent there.
Yeah. As they're taking a look at Kyle Lundberg, we'll take a look at the scoring here. Eric Vanderwegen has 2 for Wapato. Jason Barney with 16 for Wapato. Kyle Lundberg with 14. Mike Areola with 5. Sean Landrout with 8. Adrian Garza with 6, and Luke Warkoven with 11. For Zillah, Jason Pollock, he has 8, or excuse me, 4. 4 for Jason. 2 for Andy Campbell. Todd Reed has 14 in the game, only 1 in the second half. Todd's been kind of quiet. Tyler Widener with 8. Eli Whitaker lighting it up in this second half. He's got 3 threes in the second half. 9, 10, let's see. 9, 10, 11, 15, 19 points in the game for Whitaker. Kurt Cleveringa, he has 12 in the ball game. Back to action here with Areola with the ball. He gets it over to Barney. And stolen away by Widener. He got it up to Pollock. Pollock with the lay-in. Oh, no foul called.
Nice play
there. Boy, it's getting exciting now. Vanderwegen along the baseline. Landrout misses. Widener with the rebound. It's getting exciting. Is this what we would say is a barn burner, Jeff? Pollock for 3, in and out. That would have tied the ball game.
Garza pulls it down over to Barney, races down the left sideline, slowly trying to work it in. Puts up a 2-footer. Off, no good. Cleveringa pulls down the board. Feeds it outside.
Here's Pollock. He's pushing it up the floor. Gets it out to Widener. And they're going to slow it down. Campbell into Curtis Cleveringa. Cleveringa back out to Widener. They want to set something up. They want to run an offense. With 4 minutes here left in the 4th quarter. Back out to Pollock. Pollock into Curtis Cleveringa. Cleveringa one-on-one with Garza. Back to Cleveringa. He's Reed. He hits it. 64-63, Wapato with the lead.
Sweet move by Todd Reed. Just jumped up, put that in. I tell you, we could be looking at some OT possibly here as the game's only 1 point. and we got a traveling turnover call against Wapato.
Into the game for Zillah is Eli Whitaker, and into the game for Wapato, Luke Workhoven. He's going to give Garza a rest. And I see Lundberg is standing by the bench now. I don't know if he's going to be able to return or not. Here's Whitaker.
Dennis Dvorak's with him right now, and maybe they're going to take a look at that leg a little bit better. They were taking a look over at Lundberg's leg on the bench and massaging it. And so Reed's got the ball.
Reed back out to Pollock. Pollock to Widener. Widener to Whitaker. Whitaker forces a shot, no good. Landrout with the rebound, they want to push it. Here's Vanderwagen. Vanderwagen to Areola. Areola into the key. He faked about 3 ways, threw up a shot, and it went in.
Well, I tell you, there are some great moves here. If you're a scout, you're going to love this game. You're going to say both teams are loaded with talent.
Here's Reed inside, and oh, stolen away. No foul called there on Landrout.
Officials letting them play, and
Wapato is going to take a timeout. We'll take a break here with 2:50 left to go. Wapato with a 3-point lead. Back here at Zillah Gymnasium, and a barn burner, Jeff. What do you think?
Well, I tell you, this is exciting. 66-63. Wapato on top, 2:50 left in the fourth period. And I tell you, everything's exciting. Just when you think one team's letting up, the other team comes back and grabs hold.
Areola now with it across the half-court line. Whitaker guarding on him. Areola is going to go into the key. Back out to Landrout. Landrout at the right elbow. Curtis Clevering on him. Luke Workhoven at the other elbow. And no foul. The fans want a foul called. He ducked into Reed. Workhoven again. And it's taken away by Pollock. Pollock's going to push it down. Pollock for the lay-in. And he drew the foul on Workhoven.
Yeah, we had a blocking foul underneath as Doyle called that. And I don't know, it came close to a travel call too. There was close to 3 steps on that shot, so I could have went either way. But I tell you, right now, you look at 66-63, that's a 3-point play away. When you're this close, I did a game last year with a guy named Frank Alec down on KREW, and it was Grandview and Sunnyside, and it was the most exciting basketball game I'd ever seen because I think we went into 2 or 3 overtimes, and the way this game's going, it's got the same tempo and the same intensity.
The district championship game that Zillah and Toppenish played in last year, same type of game, back and forth, although Wapato has pretty much controlled this whole game.
One thing you can't say is whoever walks out of this gym a loser tonight, they played a heck of a ball game, and you can't hang your head at all. You got to use this game as a focal point and building point either way as Workhoven pulls the board down. And Vanderwagen's controlling it, gets it over to Barney over in the left baseline, trying to work back to Vanderwagen over to Areola at the point, being guarded there by Eli Whitaker, one-on-one over to Workhoven, being guarded there by Reed. And Ladrout's going to have the ball back to Vanderwagen as Wapato's trying to move it, and Zillah playing aggressive defense inside. Can't quite get it. Got a pick and roll over here. And out to Ladrout, back to Areola. The Zillah crowd's very unhappy. And George Juarez, coach of Wapato, too, he wants them to work it inside, work the back door. But now we're back over to Barney. Barney being guarded by Widener. Wapato just moving that ball around. And we got an offensive foul. They're going to say Workhoven through an elbow.
Boy, Todd Reed's been looking for that call about the last 3 times down the floor. He finally got it. And with 1:41 left here, Wapato with a 2-point lead.
That could hurt them right now. They're only up by 2, 1:41. It's crunch time.
Eli Whitaker with it, brings it across half court. Reed sets pick for him up the top of the key. Out to Pollock. Pollock back over to Whitaker. Whitaker up to Pollock. Pollock back to Cleveringa. And they're taking their time. They want a good shot here. They get it into Reed. Reed back over to Widener. Over to Whitaker. Whitaker to Widener. And a timeout taken by Zillah.
I tell you, both teams right now are trying to set up for that good shot because it is a 2-point ball game. One thing Zillah doesn't want to do is turn the ball over, give Wapato the ball, let them get on top by 4, because then that puts the pressure on them. Right now, both teams are going to work it real carefully. They're going to play not to lose this game.
And it's no secret, Bob Johnson, if he gets the lead, he'll pull the ball out and control it, make you come foul him. Hey, they hit their free throws, and why not play a game that way? Last year against Toppenish in this very gym, he did the same thing. Toppenish went on a big run there in the fourth quarter, got close, Bob Johnson said, hey guys, let's just control the ball. And for about 2 minutes, Zillah passed the ball around.
And one thing that Bob told Eli right now, he said, as soon as we score a basket, or as soon as there's a turnover, I want you down on that other end. You're going to be my first man down on defense. So he wants him to use that quickness there, and didn't quite pick up what George Juarez was doing. But you know he's got to be playing some tight man-to-man coverage right now, denying him all the ball. Do not foul him. Do not send him to the free throw line.
And look who's come into the game for Wapato. It's Kyle Lundberg. So he's not hurt all that bad. And Zillah with possession. Pollock with it on the right wing. Goes there over to Widener. Widener into Reed. Reed, the defense collapses. They shoot out to Whitaker. Whitaker, he hits the three. Zillah leads the ball game.
And the crowd goes wild.
Zillah with the lead. 67-66. Their first lead. Ariola's going to drive the lane. That's an offensive charging foul. An offensive charging foul on Ariola. And I believe it was Reed. They got his feet set and drew it. And we'll see if Zillah pulls the ball out here and just controls it.
Well, I tell you right now, they're going to four-corner offense. That's exactly what they're doing. 56 seconds on the clock. And Curtis is telling Todd, move out. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to run the four-corner North Carolina stall offense.
As the referees wipe up some perspiration off the floor. Boy, was that a big play down the lane. Ariola going for that little finger roll. Reed got his feet planted, and Ariola just toppled Reed over, and the offensive charging foul is called.
I tell you, that right there could be the turning point in this ball game. 1-point lead. This got to be the best game in the Valley so far this year.
And they're going to go right to fouling. Jason Barney's going to get called for the foul there. Eli's going to go to the line. And
now it becomes a chess match. You send him to the free throw line. You hope that he makes one or two. Then you get the ball back. And I tell you, it's just a chess match from here.
Eli shooting the bonus. Eli is a good free throw shooter. He has a high percentage. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but I know he does have a high free throw percentage. He hit the big three to give Zillah the 1-point lead here just a few seconds ago. He's back at the free throw line. It's good. He drained it.
I tell you, if you're Leopard coach Bob Johnson, there's the man that you want at that charity stripe right now, Mr. Cool. And he got the high five from Pollock as that first one went in to give him a 2-point lead.
Whitaker's second free throw is good. 3-point lead. But Wapato's got the shooters to tie it up. Here's Ariola with it.
Has the ball
Ariola
over here.
Over to Kyle. Kyle, a little runner. No good. Come down for the rebound, and jump ball is called. Zillah possession. 46 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Zillah with a 3-point lead. 69-66. Widener will bring the ball out. Wapato's going to press. Pollock gets it. Pollock down the left side. Ariola fouls him. Pollock will go to the free throw line.
Boy, if I'm George Juarez, I've seen some things that my club's done tonight at Wapato that I'm going to be real happy about.
Yeah, when you can take a Zillah team that's probably ranked, I'm going to say within the top 5. They got to be ranked within the top 5. And lead them until a minute left in the fourth quarter.
And then who comes down on you? Mr. Clutch. Eli Whitaker comes in with the big 3-pointer, scores 5 points. And right here, Jason Pollock, another good shooter at the charity stripe, trying to give Zillah a little comfort.
Jason hits the free throw. His second point of the second half. He's got 6 in the ball game. Zillah pulls Whitaker back on defense. They've got Whitaker and Widener clearing the backcourt now.
Kyle Lundberg looking a little disgusted right now. They control this game. Now they're down by 4, possibly 5.
He hits it. 5-point lead for Zillah. Ariola with the ball. 42 seconds on the clock. Barney's going to drive the lane, and Whitaker stole it away. They're going to have to try to foul him. He gets it up to Widener. Widener with it outside. He's going to bust a 3. Oh, it came up short. Reed. Rebound. A big rebound by Reed. Zillah with a 7-point lead. Lundberg now for 3. It's no good. Landrow couldn't get it to go. Workhoven can't get it. Lundberg finally tips it in.
15 seconds left this ball game. 5-point lead. We got a foul over here, and I tell you, Eli Whitaker has just stepped this up the whole fourth quarter. right now he's been playing some great defense. He came back, had a big steal over there, and
he's going to be the man going to the line to shoot the free throws now for Zillah with 11 seconds on the clock. Probably take us about 3 or 4 minutes to play these 11 seconds, huh?
I tell you, this game really slipped away right away, and Zillah did a great job here. They've done a very good job.
Eli's used to these pressure situations last year in the district tournament, their opening game. Zillah got a big lead on Natchez, and Natchez slowly snuck back into the game, kind of like Zillah's done tonight with Wapato. And in the final seconds, Eli hit a three-pointer to give Zillah the final lead.
Trying to go up by 7.
4 for 4 in this final minute from the free throw line. Into Workhoven. Workhoven to Barney. Zillah won't be fouling. Barney, easy lay-in. Curtis Clevering with it out of bounds. He gets it into Widener. Widener throws it up ahead, and he gets fouled.
And 1 second left. I don't think there's going to be too much of a contest about what's happened here. You know, if you're a Wapato fan, you're a Wapato player, or you're a Wapato coach, you got to walk away with your head high because you just played one of the best teams in the state, and you took them wire to wire.
That's right.
And I tell you, a big three-point shot over here, if it goes off the rim, this game has a different winner in it. And you use this as a springboard for the rest of the year. And I tell you what, I would not be surprised to see these teams playing in district.
That's right. Wapato, after they lost to that game up in Goldendale, I kind of thought maybe, hey, you know, they're not as real as he thought they were, especially after losing the big game over to Toppenish, our last broadcast. And now they've come out here and they've proven we're for real, huh?
Yeah, they, like you say, they played a heck of a ball game, and I'm sure George is telling them that right now. And keep their heads hang high, walk out of here with a lot of pride. You got a lot of people in Wapato that are going to say, hey, this is going to be front page news in the paper, because I tell you what, it sure will be in the sports page, huh?
I would hope it would be, Jeff.
But I know, and if you're Bob Johnson, you're going to tell your team, this is what you needed. You needed a game where someone would come in, challenge you, show you that it takes a lot of work and you can't just make it all the way just by showing up on the court. And I know these guys from Zillah do work hard and they don't have an attitude that way, but they showed what champions are made for. They stepped it up in the fourth quarter when they needed to, kept it close enough, and they came up and won the game. As Doug's over here kind of tallying up the points for both teams, we can quickly see that Jason Barney had 17 for Wapato. Kyle Lundberg added 16. Luke Workhoven 11. Adrian Garza 6. Sean Ladraut 8. And Mike Areola had 7. And most of those were in the first half. And also we had 2 by Eric Vanderwegen. And you got the Zillah scores over here.
Yeah, Jason Pollock with 7 points. Andy Campbell with 2. Todd Reed 18. Tyler Widener with 9. The big man tonight, Eli Whitaker, 27 points for the Leopards. And Cleveringa, he had 12. Ben Delp, a big 2, an 18-footer there on the baseline, second half. We don't know what game we're going to do next, folks, but we're going to be back within the next couple weeks, and hopefully it'll be a Toppenish Zillah game, something like that.
After several days of precise bombing and boiling emotion, the competition at Gunsmoke 91 has definitely
escalating of her attitude or slashing the tires or jealousy of the new girlfriend that he had. That's the one question. The second part of that is, don't you think that, you know, she just wanted the lavish lifestyle and his money, and so that she can still continue to, you know, go on doing what she wanted, but she's just